Oh, greetings, my shadow-kissed darlings. Tonight's tale, the iron tang of fear it carries, forms a bitter alloy most delicious. Have you ever wished you could halt time? Not just slow it, no, truly stop it in its cruel, inexorable march across your fleeting life? Be careful what you wish for some promises of eternity come at a gruesome cost. And so, I present to you the Iron Pact. Janet Cleves was ordinary, unremarkable even. A paralegal who filed motions by day, sipped cheap Chardonnay at night, and looked to no god but her paycheck. Her Friday evenings were no great exception, until last week. She had been invited, rather unexpectedly, to a gathering in the outskirts of town. The invitation arrived by courier, wrapped in a silk ribbon. No sender, no reason. Just an address and time scrawled in blood-red ink. Curious, perhaps bored, she donned her nicest thrifted dress and followed. To her surprise, the place was no ramshackle house, nor industrial loft. Imagine, instead, a villa wreathed in ivy and lore, its gates tall enough to scrape the moon. Within its halls, decadence spilled like black oil. Chandeliers cast specters through their crystalline limbs. The guests, masked and gloved, laughed softly as though their secrets hung like cobwebs behind their words. Janet felt out of place, but a strange allure glued her feet to the marble floor, even as her arm brushed a waiter whose platter balanced nothing but goblets of crimson liquid. "Wine?" she whispered to herself, or so she thought. A velvety voice cut her self-dialogue short. "Not quite wine," the voice purred, softer than silk, yet sharp as razors. There before her stood a man, or something man-adjacent, draped in midnight black, his pale skin art house startling under the dim light. To call him beautiful would diminish him, though nothing about him screamed safe. "A curious invitation," Janet said by way of greeting, her usual blandness tinged with her feeble attempt at humor. The man chuckled. It was a sound that seemed to unravel the room. "Curiosity," he murmured, his dark eyes locking hers, "is often the first step toward ruin." It would have been easy to scoff, but something about those words chained her tongue. She followed when he offered his arm. No name was exchanged, but Janet didn't ask. Through corridors draped in heavy velvet and secrets, he led her to a shadowed room. There rested an antique iron mirror, its surface blackened, scarred, as though it had endured centuries of reflection. "What is this?" Janet asked, her voice fragile amidst her awe. The man stood like a silhouette against half-light. "An opportunity," he said simply. His eyes flicked to the mirror. "You touch it, and you can halt time. Stop the withering of your skin, the erosion of your bones. Trade a heartbeat for something imperishable." Janet, ever logical, wanted to laugh it off, but the mirror seemed to hum, low and inviting, brushing the edges of her resolve. "Who would give such a thing, and why?" Janet whispered, because she couldn't dare raise her voice. His gaze danced in reply. "It's not given for free. Every cure must take something as payment. A turn of the iron. Life for life." The ballroom sounds filtered faintly from afar, laughter that felt lighter than a feather yet laden with smiles that Janet feared might drip blood. Suddenly, the crimson goblets, the masks, the air, it all clicked for her. "Blood," she blurted. "The mask, the—" "Oh, darling," the man cooed. "Not my terms. Just iron laws older than your skull could dream. It's fair, isn't it? A moment of thought, and you could keep this face forever." He stepped back as though releasing her from a trance. His lips curved, not quite unkindly, but close. Janet's heart raced. She stared at her hands, now pale and trembling. Somewhere in her soul, a whisper clawed out, "Run. Leave. Live. But her feet stayed as though they'd grown roots of bone and ice. She extended a hand. It touched iron. Cold shot through her chest, and her lungs tightened. The mirror twisted, a whirlpool of viscous darkness. Janet's reflection contorted, elongated, her eyes darker than they should be. Her breath stabilized into something alien as the ballroom's music faded into silence. At first, nothing. And then, everything. Janet's skin shimmered like smooth alabaster, unmarred by years. Her pulse slowed, whispered, her heart awake. She had lived ages in seconds, tasting wine she hadn't sipped, kissed lips she hadn't felt tilt. Static eternity buzzed around her, until she screamed. Not a sound faltered around her. The dancing throng dissolved like dust. The playerless violins fell silent. Janet turned in living agony within a frozen fresco. A statue no one could ever break. Her heartbeat, yes, still beat. But tick loudly for what? Just the vast loneliness? Her iron throne imprisoned her ever after. Oh, you didn't ask? Every gift isn't one begged, so trick next down openings further, 9 remaining pathways richer,